Hello and welcome to yet another cast. For you today I have a custom 8v8, you heard it correctly, on, well, Setons Clutch, or to be more precise, Adaptive Setons Clutch. What does this mean? Well, it's a special map of special version of Setons, as you can see, that offers more spawn slots and, well, a few more additional maxes in opponents. And well, also on the spawns, but overall just more spawns, more players. This is gonna take ages. I will again slow the game down because lots of players to introduce. Hopefully this time I will remember to actually speed it back up, unlike in the last cast. But let's start, well, we have team 1 down... That's red players there. We have team 1 down the south, team 2 up in the top. And let's start on the side position on the usual side island, usually dropped by the rock player, as there is one spawn here. And on the slot we have Mav7119. I'm just going to refer to them as Mav, going Cypern and opening first land in red. To the south of that, in cyan blue, we have Lesos, going Seraphim, opening first land. Then to the southeast of that, on the usual front slot, we have DM in blue, going UEF, opening first land, already making their way to the middle, as you would expect from the land player. Now let's go to the southwest a bit. In lime green, going Cypern, opening first land, we have Semlerida, something like that. Hard name for me to pronounce for some reason. Again, going Cypern, first land in lime green. On the slot, or well, in the area that's usually reserved for the secondary air grid of the air player. Then, let's say we move west. In piss yellow, going first air. And as a Cypern, we have Kane. Well, a bit to the north of the air player. Then to the south, usual air slot. In dark blue, going Seraphim, we have Han Solo with a first land opener. Not sure if I pointed that out, but now I definitely have. Let's proceed over to the east a fair bit. There in dark gray, or grayish, dark grayish green, or whatever you want to call this color. Still have not made a decision on that. We have Ich penn halb, or which is German for I'm half asleep. And well, they are going UEF, opening first land on what usually would be the 3-max expansion of the air, of the beach player. And last but not least, to the north of that, in normal gray, going Cypern, opening first air, we have Quack Quack on the beach slot. Now, for Team 2 up in the north, on the side expansion for the rock, on the rock slot we have Lucky B in dark green, going Aeon, opening first Navy. Not too often that you see that. Yeah, the air factory was started but not finished, so I guess it must have been first Navy start. Then let's move north. In orange, going Seraphim, opening first air, we have Cheeseberry on the usual rock slot. By far the highest rated player at 2200 rating. And then let's move west from that in brown. Also going Seraphim, opening first land, we have the Gaming Pie, fellow streamer and stuff. I share Discord with him for stuff generally, and he's also the one who sent me the replay. Link to his channel will be in the description, as that was streamed live on his Twitch channel. Video for that should also be coming out at some point, if it hasn't already. By the time this comes out, it probably is already out, so yeah. Anyway, let's move north from that to Captain Yui in burgundy red, opening first land as a Cybran. To the west of that, in regal purple, also a Cypern, we have your sus, going first and second air. To the north of that, in yellow, going UEF and opening first land, we have a worst player. To the west of that, in green, going UEF as well, opening first land, we have Engine on the normal 3-max expansion. And last but not least, finally, after 5 minutes of introductions, basically, already moving their way to the middle, we have Peter 321 going Cypern in white, opening first air. Right, and that took some time. All players introduced. I do remember to actually put game speed back up to normal. Yay for me. And yes, it's still Setons clutch, so we still have the sizable amount of reclaim down here in the middle. 1 second, there it is. The 11.6k. There is also still the reclaim for the rock player right here. Those 425. So we do see the front players, Pi and DM, move towards the middle, sucking up that reclaim. As already pointed out, Peter 321 also moving into support. But looks like Quack Quack is not doing the same, instead opting to stay in base. However, Sam Lerida is moving to support front by the looks of it. Now let's maybe take a short look at ratings as well, because, well, not too much going on. Some slight tangling right here in the middle early on, but that's nothing too unusual, so I'm not gonna go deeper into that. Well, there might is something interesting. A drop was by Quack Quack happened with the intention of grabbing the maxes right here in the corner that are usually not here, that are only here on this version of the map. They are throwing up a torpedo launcher to secure the area. And there are only a few shells in the area to, I guess, shoot down the Skyhook transport, but it's a bit too late for that. Shells unable to actually shoot onto ground targets. Though, interestingly enough, this engineer will stay alive because it is a Aeon engineer, does hover and cannot be hit by torpedoes. For that to die, there will need Quack Quack will need to bring in a frigate, or will have to reclaim it. But Scuttle did finish. Sonar system now also started, so that area is safe for now. However, there are now a bunch of engineers being airlifted into the area as well. So they will. So that looks like AB will be able to regain the area. Well, they were able to reclaim that one engineer, but with the 4 additional engineers coming in, those 2 go down. Now, what I actually wanted to do originally, take a look at ratings. Lowest rated player, Captain Yui, at just 500. Highest rated player on the same team is Cheeseberry at 2200. So we have basically all ratings represented. Well, yeah, basically. There is the highest rated player on the southern team is a 1600, while their lowest rated player is an 800. Your sus on the northern team also 800. So overall, big rating mismatch between the 2 rock players. And, well, it's also a pretty sizable rating or skill mismatch between the 2 players in the middle slots. Not land, but middle of the team. And yes, I think that's the important stuff to talk about. We do see the very usual kind of mirror balance with rock and beach. Generally, that the rock players are the higher rated players and the beach players are, or well, not the higher rated players, but that for the game balancing, the rock players are considered opponents and the beach players are considered opponents, instead of the South Navy and Top Navy players being chosen for that. Well, there was some stuff going on in the middle, not too much right now. We do see some PD being built up by DM, and that did just finish. Pi already starting to fire onto the PD gun because, well, that is a big threat to him. DM already into the yellow, I guess from some earlier ACU engages. And we see Peter 321, or Peter, I will just refer to them as Peter from now on, going for a gun upgrade. 82 upgrade underway for Sam Lerida, or whatever, however you pronounce that. That might mean that we will see some T2BD at the front very soon. And by the looks of it, Pi moving in to probably support Peter on the ECU upgrade. There is a single submarine up in the north by Mav. But there is already a counter Tiger Shark out for engine as well. And some submarines out for Peter. Overall, currently not too much going on in terms of Navy. Some air build-up, but currently nothing, don't see anything interesting currently happening. So, yeah, let's wait a bit. This will probably get chaotic as soon as shit actually starts going down, because it's 16 players in total, and I will not be able to keep up with 16 players. Just that you're aware. A small naval push started right here by Lisons. And a ACU push coming out from Peter with that gun upgrade, causing some significant damage to that T1 UEF spam built up by DM. Pi moving in his spam to help out. Without a gun upgrade, so not able to actually provide as much fire support as Peter, who is, well, completely obliterating that stuff. But there is a Cerberus turret about to finish for Sam the Rider, which immediately starts bearing down onto Pi's army, doing what Cerberus turrets do best, which is clean up T1 spam. Rider goes down for DM. But Pi now taking fire from the Cerberus. Next one already started. So I guess a firebase will be established here. But it's established on this part of the mid-causeway, while Pi is probably will be able to do it around here, so currently map control on the land area is still as an advantage for the northern team. That gun push from Peter definitely secured some ground. One of those PDs actually did go down. I guess that was a well-placed overcharge, or two. And, well, I mean, the second one did finish. The third one currently underway. So, yeah, I think Pi will have to pull back a bit. And Peter will also have to be very careful with that commander, because even though Cerberus don't deal too much damage, they can still hurt significantly. You should still not underestimate them. They are still quite powerful. Quite powerful indeed. Now, yeah, Pi pulls back, already with a major firebase built up. I do see a bunch of PD, shield generator, some TMD. What I do not see is flak. Right, okay, that's queued up with the commander, which is currently just upgrading. Some assistance on that would probably be a good idea. But yeah, well, let's put it like that. I'm aware of what is to happen, and me pointing out the flag is not a coincidence. You will see what I mean. And, well, I mean, there were also certain comments made towards Pi, considering the fact that he should have built flag at that in this firebase. But you will see what I mean at a later stage. Well, I think it will be pretty obvious what's about to happen now, considering the fact that there are crossairs massing for Kane. Alrighty, so Kane at T2R. How are the R players looking? They have actually achieved T3 at 11 minutes. Currently no T3P gen started for Han Solo. Let's see how it's looking north. T3 is still not achieved by worst player. Now, I know that the Setons meta is very time specific, especially for air. And 11 minutes is really late if you look at normal Setons. What you have to consider for this version of the map is that the air player gets significantly less maxes. So, as you can see, worst player grabbed the max that usually goes to the beach player right there. And other than that, they have 3 expansion maxes, so yeah, they get 8 maxes in total on this version. If they grab that max. If we look south, it seems like Han Solo was actually pretty aggressive, grabbing the 3 max expansion right here from Sandler Rider, who could have grabbed that, since they were probably closer in the end. So they have slightly more eco. Also with the maxes right here, so that is the 6 expansion maxes, so 10 maxes in total. Still less than on usual Setons though. Yeah, up here in the for the Northern team, that 3 max expansion was actually grabbed by Captain Yui, which I think is still fair because, well, at least if you just look at the slots, because just with the way the map is now well divided at 8 players per team, players will have to take other maxes. Well, G generator now going up for Pi, as well as more PD, though that looks like it's going quite slowly. How's his eco looking? Yeah, he is in a really bad stall. And it looks like there is already artillery firing down. Pi starts a push with some Ishivas and some mobile missile launchers. We now also see a shield generator right here, out for a second, out for Sandler Rider. And we have Klinkhammers. Sorry, Sandler Rider. I think I proceeded to butcher that name even worse every time I try to pronounce it. If we look into Navy, T2 Navy has been achieved by Engine, with 1 Valiant already out. There are also a bunch of Barracudas out for Peter, so they also have achieved T2. There is T2 out for Cheeseberry as well. No T2 for Lucky B, though they only have 5 maxes in total. Well, never mind, they actually have more than 5 maxes because they also have this stuff right here, so they get 8 maxes. Let's see, how's T2 Navy looking for the players down here? Well, no T2 Navy out for Ich Penhalp, and a T2 HQ out for Quack Quack. We do have T2 Navy out for Lisons as well. And okay, yeah, that's all the T2 Navy currently in the game. There is a bunch of Corsairs, I just about saw that. And they took out Pi's ACU. There was an ASF response out from worst player, but, well, not in time. And yes, there was a need for flag. Pi even started building artillery installations, which is not flag, if you aren't aware of that. Artillery is not flag. Now, I don't know to what extent that was actually scouted, but if those Corsairs were scouted, then there's no excuse for Pi not building flag. And, well, I told him that after he sent me the replay, that he should have been building flag at that point. Like, not having any kind of AA defenses in your firebase is really, really fucking stupid. There is no single flag right here, but that wouldn't have saved it. Well, Cheeseberry has inherited the base, so this is played on full share. Another air snipe attempted against Peter, who does have stealth on the ASU, so I think that's a bit of additional HP right there. Fighter response coming out to try and save them. And they are dodging pretty decently. Well, they are currently slightly pressured by a pillar as well, but that seems to be about to be taken out. Because airs do currently, I think they will go down to some interceptor fire. And there's the ASF response. Picking up the stragglers, and with that, Peter does actually survive. Mav says that they should push in the north, and that they do. The naval production of Peter now under threat. Interesting to see that stuff not currently pulling into support. And there are top bombers harassing the navy. There are currently no cruisers in the mix for Lysos, so those top bombers will still be rather successful in their endeavor. Well, Cooper and Destroyer for engine used to help hold the line. One Destroyer submerges, trying to stay alive, but goes down to, I think, the Destroyer depth charges. Sorry, torpedoes. The Valiant does not get depth charges. Thought it did, but apparently I'm mistaken. Southern Navy seems to be looking more in favor of the Northern team. With the rating situation, that is not too unsurprising. Though there is a massive push now started against the side extension of Lackey B, including a T2 naval HQ that they have built up, which is currently just spamming out some self-attack submarines. Since there are Barracudas in the mix, those will not hold out for too long, as Barracudas will just completely annihilate any T1 sub. And they are called submarine hunters for a reason. Oh, wait, I completely missed the fact that those Vespers are actually from Lackey B, so they do have some of their own submarines in the area. The thing here is still, it's submarines, not any surface fleet. And submarines aren't, well, they will do the trick, they aren't really the best at dealing with surface ships. Their big advantage is that they cannot be hit by the direct fire. That torpedoes or depth charges are necessary to kill them. But I feel like maybe destroyers would have been a better play for Lackey B to try and deal with this, though I could be completely wrong here. In the end, the submarines do actually get the job done after the position was lost. Let's go back north. Let's look at this again. A small airfight between intis of Lysos with the support of ASF from Han Solo, or more like ASF from Han Solo with support of the intis from Lysos, against the Air Force of Worst Player. ASF now also coming out from USAS, or YOSAS. And there are now actually T3 air defenses in the main base, in the base that once belonged to Pi, now controlled by Cheeseberry. Mav going for a very bold play and a very annoying play, starting to build up harms right on the shoreline of the northern team in the northern port. The most annoying part about harms, I would say, is probably the fact that they are submersed. Like, they are swimming under the water surface, so they need to be ground fired. And with that large range, this is basically starting to establish a massive blockade line now. Because harms are also very, very powerful. So Mav just using a T3 commander with torpedo upgrade and nano. So very, very chunky, able to deal with most navy stuff. to start building up a, well, they basically start doing the equivalent of a Ravager creep on Navy by going for the harms. And if anyone has ever had, if any of you ever had to face Ravager creep, it is very annoying to deal with. There are ways to deal with it, yes. It's still very annoying. Especially if you aren't fully prepared for it yet. But Navy for resource now taking out the production of engine, the production of Peter already completely annihilated, and with that northern pond under completely uncontested control of the southern team. Now, southern pond is not looking quite as great, as it seems like Quack Quack and Ich Penhelp are actually quite good at holding off Cheeseberry, who you would expect to have a very easy time here due to their significant rating advantage, but apparently not. Maybe it is the bulwarks just providing a little bit of extra crunch to the units. Maybe it's also just the fact that the southern players here have been ecoing up quite well. Though, saying that, I almost forgot the fact that technically Cheeseberry does have double base right now. And there is a small push of rhinos coming in from some Rider. However, there is a slightly bigger push of a Monkey Lord coming out from Captain Yui. We haven't seen much of them. I guess it was because they just ecoed up hard and went for experimentals. They already have a Quantum Gateway out that does have 80 what you call them? Raspberry is cute. Does that mean... That's interesting. Yeah, okay, it's not a repeat build. Well, looking at that, combined with the rating, I am pretty sure that that Captain Yui is a rather new player. Something I can say here, Subcom is a game mostly about just macro instead of micro, large numbers of units, stuff like that. For that, and also to account for the economy system, which isn't quite like other more well-known RTS games like StarCraft or Age of Empires or stuff like that, or Command & Conquer. It's I think the term is a flowing economy, that you have a rate of an income and you spend your income at a rate instead of spending all of it as soon as you queue stuff up. Basically, the combination means that overall your stuff is intended for continuous production, and to account for that, the game does have the feature for factories to repeat build, just repeating the queue in them indefinitely. Which, as far as I'm aware, most players will use, because it's really, really useful. Yeah, so, I don't know, if anyone not aware, maybe Captain Yui sees this, is watching this, yeah, use repeat build, it's quite good. And you won't have the problem that after a longer game some factories are just idle suddenly. Especially for Raspberries, which is just something you have running on the side. Now, let's look how it's looking in the north, and, well, Mav has started to make landfall, now building up a shield generator. Getting up a bunch of factories right here. There are also already spam factories out for resource now, starting to take ground. And engine getting in there, starting to fire in with the ACU to take some stuff out. And they do have a tactical missile backpack, a special upgrade of the UEF, which they are using to cause some damage. So yeah, using that commander very aggressively to hold the line. We do have some PD emplacements and some RT emplacements in the base of Peter, right here, to try and force the Navy back. Now, a slight problem with that is that the cruiser missiles do outrange T2 artillery, but to account for that, there are sappers in the mix, and that will at least deal with destroyers. And some very annoying fire bases. But with that, it looks like the land incursion currently is still under control by the players in the northern team. And Jin now going for a gun upgrade. There is a broadsword out for worst player now. It will probably try to help out. Some stingers coming out for engine, so overall stuff or preparation to actually hold the area is being made. Now with the air responses mounting, looks like Mav has started getting some Myrmidons up, some SAM launchers. And APD base war has been started. Though with the shields on the base of Peter being just higher quality, higher level, it looks like this one will be going in favor of Peter. Taking out DPDs built up by Mav, and thus taking over the position. Or denying the position, more likely, to be more precise. So I guess the position has actually been stabilized. There was a Sui drop out from Han Solo, as well as an engineer drop, which is building a chicken, a Yothofa off the beach. If that finishes, that will be a bigger issue, but that is only being built with T1 engineers, so that will take quite some time. Meantime, South Navy combat's still going on. We do now see hover units being employed by Cheeseberry, the Jensen hover tank of the Seraphim, as well as the hover flag that the Seraphim have. Hover flag also very useful at just denying any kind of air response. And T3 engineers now also building up some SAMs, or well, not SAMs, T3 anti-air defenses. Seraphim does not get SAMs, they do not have anti-air missiles. They just get normal, just standard projectiles. There are some engineering Zakus also in the area airlifted, and a shit ton of T1 factories now started. Some of them, by the looks of it, producing reclaim NGs, and a lot of them also just producing frigates. So I guess the play now for Cheeseberry is just to overwhelm the defenses of the southern team and the southern pond. Battleships now also finishing, coming off the line. Very, very rapidly due to a very large amount of assistance on it. Wait, no, that's not a battleship, that's a destroyer. But overall, southern team holding out quite decently in the area, but slowly losing ground. A naval investment has now been started by DM as well. Going straight for T3 Navy, trying to get some battlecruisers out. But with the hard pressure out from Cheeseberry, I don't know if that will be in time. Let's see how it's going up north. Well, and Jin completely lost their base. They are now just starting to build up some mass fabricators to the side with a P-Gen, just to have some sort of income. Understandable. So they currently have a domestic income of 3, if they actually have the power to run the mass fabricator. Which they should. Why is it only 2? I think the commander should produce 2. Does it? It's been too long. Right, that has Raz. A megalith has been finished by Captain Yui. Well, that is building something. What is that building? A Monkey Lord? Is the Monkey Lord also being built by Mav? 2 experimentals being built in that pond then? Shrewsbury also has res, so I can't check the base production of an ACU right now. Because the ones that don't have res are building shit. God damn it. Ah, Warspire doesn't have res, and apparently I'm mistaken. The ACU only produces one mass. Well, sorry about the misinformation there. Bunch of submarines right here. Mounting an offensive in the south. Battleships have arrived at the front line. And with that, the production yards of the southern team are quickly folding. Just like the remaining navy. The days of the southern navy are now counted in the southern pond. Battleship now also under construction for Quack Quack, but it is a little too late, as there are already battleships coming in for, or well, not already coming in, but already in play for Shrewsbury. Interestingly enough, License, now that they have basically gained full control of the northern pond, also started construction of navy in the south. Though whether or not they will be able to hold on to that is questionable considering the presence of navy. And the fact that there's a battleship right next to that naval factory. But stuff keeps rushing in the south, puts in fire. A lot of damage being done. And those those engineering Zakus moving in very close. By the looks of it, yep, they are now starting to creep forward with T2 torpedo launchers. To just, well, bring the equivalent of BD creep. Right at the front. And looks like it's actually quite successful. As that is slowly closing in. Those are pumping in damage, getting some kills. Battleship goes down. Frigates swarming the area, and well, the HQ for Quack Quack is now basically lost. The T3 HQ for the M did finish, but I think it's a little too late, so it won't finish production of anything. And the T2 top launchers, yeah, they will just take out the naval factories right here. There's really nothing that can be done anymore at this point. This position is properly lost, and accidentally clicked on Pi instead of Observer. The tsunami top launchers from the M are going down. The M pulling back the ACU due to just the sheer numbers of stuff. And that naval factory now taking a lot of fire. Well, this is the end of the Southern Navy. It took it a significant time longer than on the Northern Pond. An incredible number of top bombers being utilized by Yorsas to clear out the production capabilities of MAV, or the general staff of MAV. A big wave of whalers also coming in, taking out the main base of MAV, with a big air force overhead to keep air control, supporting the entire assault, or aerial assault. And, well, yeah, Yor will basically lose their entire base, their entire production, all of their production capabilities. They did finish a Monkey Lord and even a nuke sub, but they currently have one T3 max up here, which I'm surprised that there have not been any torpedo bombers actually bombing that down. Is that... Right, it's not scouted. That explains it. Well, okay, they just figured out that there's something, but I guess a little bit too late. But yes, gunships taking out the remainders of nav space. Michael slowly making way forward to the beach, never mind. Also, I didn't pay attention. What happened to the megalith? It's moving down the middle. Where probably a Monkey Lord that I have not been paying attention to after it was sent in there already died. But with the naval bombardment also supporting this push, that Megalith will probably be able to break through there, especially due to its incredible HP pool. Second Megalith finishes. Monkey about to make landfall. The laser already above the waterline, so it can already fire. Just doesn't have anything in range. And nuke sub has been scouted. Has it been scouted as a nuke sub? Does not look like it. They only know that there's something there, not what exactly it is. Base of Mav now completely annihilated. And a big wave of whalers and top bombers now moving in to deal with the naval production capabilities of Lethals. There is an aircraft carrier that is taking a lot of fire from the top bombers, but there's also Han Solo's response out, which took out a significant number of gunships and top bombers. Airfight does ensue between Worst Player and Han Solo, and it looks like Worst Player will win this. But not before Han Solo could take out most of the top bombers. Cheeseberry now starting mass production of stuff on the land. Even grabbing some Maxes. And just overwhelming the lines of the southern team here. There are some surplus turrets right here for Quack Quack, but they are placed in an unfortunate way, so they are just firing into a small hill. Well, considering the scale of this game, probably not so small, but, you know, it's firing into a hill. And Cheeseberry finished a experimental. It was a chicken, which is now moving down the middle by the looks of it. Maybe trying to support the Megalith. First Megalith was successful, still very high HP pool, and possibly about to continue pushing it. Cheeseberry just boldly putting up flag right here on the land of the causeway, on the side of the opponent, in striking distance of the opponent. More top bombers being utilized in the north. The position up here has actually now been claimed by Worst Player. I'm still surprised that the mass extractor right here has not been grabbed. And they still can't see it. They really need some fucking sonar over that. Also, I thought that that anything that has line of sight and is underwater can actually see underwater, but I guess I was wrong on that. There was a chicken right here on the land as well for Cheeseberry by the looks of it. But we do have a counter chicken out from Han Solo. Did not know about either the existence of either until a few moments ago. And there are now Titans from Ich Penhalb pushing in to deal with that as well. So the incursion of Cheeseberry currently delayed. Marv taking a transport back to the main island now. Trying to get safe. Since the overall naval position in the north has surprisingly, well, I wouldn't say improved, but, well, no, it has improved. It has basically stabilized for the northern team now. It's still far from won, and there is still basically uncontested naval control for the southern team, but the northern team is now in a position that they can just hold on to what they have for the time being. Mostly. There are battleships which are now bombarding the artillery banks. But, well, could be worse. Could be so much worse. Megalith slowly pushing forward, though just standing there AFK right now, taking Klinkhammer fire. Not sure if that was a friendly ping or not, pointing out that that should move forward. Pi pings a Scathus, and yes, there's a Scathus already 71% done by Kane. How much eco does Kane have? 429, so highest eco on their team. I mean, it's not really what I would call game ender eco, but if they get some support from their teammates, then yes, they can probably afford Scathus. Any other game enders? Well, I wouldn't expect any game enders down here, as that is not where you want your game enders to be when you are threatened like that. And I don't see anything on the northern position. Let's see, is the northern team going for any kind of standoff? Well, we do have a Novak Center for worst player. And just giant mass farms out from your sus. Nothing here. Apparently some psychos exploded here. And yeah, I wouldn't expect any game enders in this area either. So currently only standoff tech built by northern team are some Novak centers. I guess fair enough. They are breaking through the middle. Chicken and 2 Megaliths are now making significant gains. There is a counter Megalith pushing in, but that is taking fire from, well, 2 Megaliths. One of the Megaliths did just go down, but this one here does have some nice rank, does have a rank of veterancy, so can't talk, a bunch of regen, and a higher HP pool than usual. So it will hold out longer. The chicken needs to be microed, pushes back in, takes out the Ravager. That was threatening the Megalith. Battleship Fire also coming into support. I don't see the land being, well, the land ending that well for the southern team right now. Some engineers get airlifted in for Cheeseberry, maybe for reclaim purposes, maybe to establish a frontline firebase. And the Scathus is about to finish at 95%. It is getting support from Math, who does have 5 mass income now. Not sure where those 5 mass do come from, but they have them. Right, and the Max got noticed, and Torpedo Launcher has taken that out. Yeah, not sure where they have that, but whatever. Sheeting breaks over the Scathus, so that is currently taking a significant amount of fire. A lot of build power in the area, so that can build up shields very, very fast. But the Scathus does finish. It already is down to half health. Starts firing. The Novax is currently on cooldown, so the shield generator might be finished in time. Novax recharges, shield generator just about gets denied. More fire goes down into the Scathus. And second volley still is not enough. First volley of the Scathus looks like it's maybe going for your sus. Or for Cheeseberry. No, that is going far, so it seems to be going for your sus. But they do have a bunch of shielding on their base, so they can hold off a few volleys. Well, they can hold off one volley. Second volley already in the air. Enough shield generators were actually finished to hold off the line right here. However, there is a chicken for Cheeseberry now pushing in. I think it was the one at the front. So the shields do end up going down, so does the Scathus. Chicken pushes forward, a bunch of mass fabs do go down. A lot of T1 bombers and also T1, not T1, T2 gunships utilized to try and deal with this. The chicken has reached maximum rank of veterancy, so it won't get any more HP back, but it does have 145 regen and still over 20k HP. And will take out a significant amount of build power, it looks like. Well, never mind, it is just firing into the shield, so... Nope, there goes the build power. And there ends up going the chicken. Still takes out another T3 T3 max. And by the looks of it actually was able to take out the ACU of Mav. Kane now taking fire from a Novax, so probably also going to die here. Maglev tried to push up behind that, but is now being overwhelmed by Wolfus. I mind Kane gets a sheet up just in time, so they aren't too threatened right now. That Maglev taking a shit ton of fire, checking also in the area, so that will probably die. A bunch of cycles did tally right in here, building up some flak. But there are top bombers out from DM, and a nuke has been launched. Where has the nuke been launched from? From one of the battleships of Cheeseberry. The battleship for the UE, not for the UE, for the Seraphim, also doubling as a naval nuke, or naval nuke launcher. And that looks like it is going not for the pond with the 2 ACUs, instead trying to go for the base of Kane. That is in range of SMD. Could have gotten 2 ACUs right here, including Han Solo as the air player. But no, they were too ambitious trying to go for the player right here in the back, who is now going for a second Scathus, after the first one was not very successful. T1 bombers being ground fired, I guess, to try and deal with the cycles that tallied in earlier with the AoE, though they already did tally out, dealing some significant damage to DM in the meantime. So those should probably be pulled out, because Han Solo was very close to actually just team killing a teammate by trying to deal with that. Let's look north, and that is a sizable force of Wagners, now utilized by Captain Yui with, well, 3 HQs. Another thing, HQ system, special thing added by Fav. You only need to upgrade 1 factory when you go T2 to an HQ. After that you can build factories right at T2 as support factories, or you can upgrade factories to be support factories, which is also cheaper. The HQ more expensive, but it is required to build T2 in the first place. Or at least T2 units out of the factory type. But after that, you can go support factories, which is a lot cheaper. They do have the same amount of build power. So usually it's better to avoid this kind of situation. Though with the amount of hives right here and the late stage of the game, I guess it's acceptable. But yeah, a stream of, a thin stream of Wagners being produced out of that. And in conjunction with the Maglevs, which actually have some pretty okay, well, not only okay, some pretty good torpedoes. And also just the HP pool of the Maglev, of course. That is actually able to, well, regain naval control. In addition to that, of course, there was the earlier play from Worst Player to get naval production up here in the area that once belonged to Mav, which has been completely successful, and they are now building battlecruisers out of a Tier 3 naval HQ. With Peter now also getting back into the navy, and the northern area right here being reclaimed by Engine. So overall, Northern Pond now actually back in control of the northern team, or well, not back in control, but back contested. Also just a large force of top bombers being utilized to help out as well. It looks like the HQ for what's the name? For Resource. A lot of players, so I have a hard time with names right now. But yeah, the HQ for Resource seems to have gone down earlier as well, so they currently can't rebuild any T3 Navy. Currently still stuck at T2. Which definitely does provide an opening for the memory of Captain Yui with just shit tons of Wagners and the Maglev, as well as the rebuilding of Navy for Peter and Worst Player. Or well, not technically rebuilding of Navy for Worst Player, but building Navy in the first place. Worst Player finishes a T4 experimental. Not sure where it's not a Novak Center, it was a Atlantis in the southern pond. I guess for additional naval, not naval, air protection. And I know I'm zooming in a lot again, something that I should try to avoid because it's very disorientating for some people. Not Novak Center has also been finished. By the looks of it, Yosa's just going for mass Jester spam. So Southern team just giving, not Southern, Northern team just giving up on any kind of serious strategy, just going for full memes now. And well, land production now started back up by Cheeseberry. This time more successful as there's no longer anything that can actually stop that, due to longer lasting bombardment. Now also from some turrets, which have some incredible range, significantly outranging any kind of battleship. If you look at that, just insane range. Now the missiles can technically be shot down by tactical missile defense. The thing with that is that even a singular turret throws out so many missiles that you either need a lot of TMD or you need to be A on yourself to use volcanoes to defend against that, because a turret throws out a massive volley of missiles that is very hard to defend against. Even volcanoes have difficulties with large numbers of turrets. Maglev now coming in, starting a push for some Rider. God, I've been recording for almost an hour, so please excuse if I start to get a bit mush-brained, because there is now a lot of stuff to keep up with. Looks like air control now no longer really in favor of the Northern team, as Han Solo just went full ASF production, and with a sizable air force, now overhead of the Northern pond, denying the use of torp bombers. But, well, there is now just a play that Warspell could go for of mass-producing ships that provide AAs, so cruisers and, well, not aircraft carriers, because the UEF only get the experimental aircraft carrier. UEF does not have a normal aircraft carrier. So yeah, just going for mass cruisers. Well, there are battlecruisers on the field now, and they have gotten in close enough to be a nuisance to battleships. Nukes being launched, both from battleships once again. Something exploded down here. Was it an ACU? I don't know. It was Ich Penhub going down to Yossas, so maybe just mass jesters. But one nuke going for... It's going deep, it's going deep. Going for the base of Quack Quack, or well, the new base of Quack Quack right here in the back. Who does die. The second one goes for the base of Samuel Rider. Quack Quack going down in that explosion. Not sure where the IC of Samuel Rider is. They might have... Yep, they also... No, they didn't. They did not die. Where's the ICU for them? I don't know, but apparently not there. Honestly, that is a significant time after the first nuke was launched, so they should have been aware of that threat. Both of them building SMD would have definitely been a good choice there. I will excuse Quack Quack because they no longer had their main base and had to rely on mass fabs to regain some sort of economy, but for Samuel Rider there was no excuse. Let's be real here. Second scav is almost finished for Kane. Honestly, I feel like the first scav was basically their entire... I was supposed to say their entire contribution, but no, they also killed Pi early on, because he did not build any kind of flag in the space. Not in the space, in his firebase. Captain Yui now using Sorapus to help out on the land invasion. Not a great call, because there is just the giant air force of Han Solo. That is currently basically uncontested. So any kind of air experimental is just a waste of mass right now. for the northern team. Two chickens pushing for Han Solo now, trying to cause damage. Rambo Zaku's now coming out for Cheeseberry. And those things are juicy. Don't have much range, but they do have Nano, which provides them with a whopping 265 regen and 29,500 HP. A shield generator providing them with additional 20,000 HP in a shield. And overcharge. Yes, Seraphim Zaku's have an upgrade that allows them to overcharge. Let's just go in here. Yeah, it's just called overcharge. It allows the, and that's exactly what it sounds like. It allows overcharge. That's it, that's all it does. Yeah, shield generator. And the nano. The range on those seems pretty big, I think. And there is a desync, but we are in quite a lot, so let's ignore that, and looks like it was ace. Nope, okay, there are multiple, but still, we are quite far, and I think it's still interesting enough. But yeah, the only way to actually increase the range on the Seraphim Zaku's is by using the enhanced sensor range, or a sensor system, which does actually increase the main cannon range as well. And yeah, a few control cases did go out, including one from your sus. I think that might have been disconnect issues. I saw some complaint about their internet a bit earlier, so might have been that. Top bombers come in, try to take out Han Solo, who does have a teleport upgrade, but not utilizing it. And airfight not happening. Strat Bomber goes after Scathers, which is almost finished, but already took some decent damage. Well, okay, yeah, okay, that indicator is no longer accurate because it was already pre-damaged, but it did just finish. However, shielding above that is about to fail. And there is actually a Zaku right here with a tactical missile, as Seraphim Zaku's are also able to get a tactical missile upgrade. Seraphim Zaku's have a lot of upgrades that they can get. And yes, they can go tactical missile engineering, which makes them really, really fucking dangerous, because they can tally in with a tactical missile and engineering and just launch those very, very fast. But looks like it's tallying back out. Scathers starts up firing again, this time after, onto the base of Cheeseberry, who does have some pretty decent shielding. Not quite sufficient to deal with the Scathers, but they are building up more. And they build a lot of power, that's a lot of energy storage. Like with full surround, that doubles the production of the T3 P-Gen, but what do they need this much power for? They don't seem to have any mass pipe grids, so I'm confused. Well, there it goes, because energy storages are super volatile. But I'm not sure what they required that for. Don't ask me. I don't know. Maybe it was to build nukes out of the battleships. Possibly. Engine, airdropping the commander down here to the south, where they can now utilize a tactical missile upgrade on the ACU. The ACU for Kane did just go down. There are a bunch of Zaku's, Rambo Zaku's that did just walk in, so I suppose those probably just killed that. And that Skyfall's going down. But yeah, especially Seraphim Rambo Zaku's extremely powerful. I'm surprised you don't see them as often as you do. Or you don't see them more often. As often as you do would be weird. It's a weird thing to say, just at the same rate. Because yeah, they have the capability of dealing insane damage due to the overcharge. They are insanely tanky, like just obscenely tanky, with some ranks of veterancy basically comparable to any kind of experimental. Like, Chicken has 67,000 base HP. One of those bad boys with full shield has around 60k after 4 ranks of veterancy. And a regen of 300 on that hull. Samurai trying to go for tally, but taking some fire from top launchers, being built up by the engineering cycle right here. So they will probably just die. Control K out from engine. Not sure how much of this was just due to these things, and replay ends here. But overall, I think we can say this was, in the end, a decisive win from the Northern team. Even being able to capture the Northern Pond. And looking at that, with the use of just also Wagner's apparently, even being able to make landfall onto the base of Lisons, gaining basically full naval control right here. After originally having a full naval lock up there, which is honestly quite impressive. I know the game desynced towards the end, but I think it was interesting enough to that point to still be a decent choice for a cast. I was aware that it desynced because I do check my replays beforehand to check if they're interesting and stuff, so yes. But again, I think it was still interesting enough. Desync was probably also the reason that we don't have a proper end to this one, but looking at the state of the game, might have just been a recall or something like that. That didn't properly register. Wait, I'm curious, was this game actually rated? The game itself was rated, it's just replayed at desynced, okay. But yeah, this was streamed live on Twitch, link to that will be down in the description. And I have a grey screen of Doom, because I play I have Subcom on full screen nowadays. And, okay, there it is. Game is back. But yeah, this was streamed live on Twitch, link to that will be in the description. Link to Pi's channel, even though he died very early on, will be down in the description as well. If you did enjoy this, maybe leave a like. If you did or don't, can't force you. But it does show me that you do enjoy these casts. If you want to be notified when more of these do come out, you can always subscribe, it's YouTube. If you don't want to subscribe, just, I don't know, but still want to watch them, I don't know, check in every Wednesday at around the time this one came out. Should be, I mean, I did dial it down to one cast a week a while back, but yeah. I think with all of that out of the way, yeah, hope you enjoyed, hope to see you again in a future cast, and till then, bye!